Hi.
Hey, everyone. And hello, everyone that's in the audience.
Hello, hello. Oh my gosh. It wouldn't be us if things didn't go quite as scheduled.
Blame it on me. You just blame me.
You know what?
No,
It's just
a couple of reasons.
it's one of those things where it shows you like sometimes like you don't realize how important individual people are until they are absent for one reason or another, and you're like,
So we can never do without Mezzo.
"That's right. She's never allowed to go anywhere ever again.
No,
She will stay chained to that computer."
I mean, she's absolutely important.
We have to figure out how to clone her.
We just have to figure out. No. We just
I'm
figure out
kidding,
how to
I'm
get these videos uploaded, so she doesn't have to. We don't have to worry about her going on vacation.
Yes, our fabulous director of Kyber K Productions, Mezzo, is gone on a 10-day hiatus. She is back east, taking some well-deserved time to visit with family and see family members that she's never seen before, nieces or niece and nephew. At any rate, so tonight's show is going to be a little bit different. We are not quite as prepared as we thought we were. And hey, Alex, this show actually is for you. This was your suggestion for something that you wanted to see topics about. So, Alex, boom, boom, boom. This shit's for
It's
you.
not for you, friend.
All right. I may have to send this to you guys because it's not operating the right way. My little dark saber thing. I don't know what happened to it.
Oh,
It's just
no.
sitting here, and now it won't turn on. I've pulled the battery out, put it back in, made sure it's charged, and nothing's happening to it. I'm like, I haven't played with it or anything. Tried to.
We'll figure it out off air.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just sitting here going, huh? Oh.
ADHD. No, stop.
Sorry. Put that down.
Stop ADHDing.
So tonight we don't have our new card or our new series placard, but I think we've kind of decided that we kind of like these series, right, guys?
Yes. I think
Yes,
they're
we do. Yes, we do.
putting them into.
So, we'll call this one the GI series, basically gastrointestinal.
G.I. Joe.
That's
Knowing
what I
is half the
thought,
battle. We needed a little knowing is half the battle on the placard card.
Do the GI Joe logo with the GI series.
Yes, and our very first topic tonight. It's kind of funny. I think it's funny because anytime there's poopy jokes and stuff, the little 7-year-old in me wants to giggle and stuff.
Yeah, I turned 12 years old again with potty humor.
I hate potty humor. Every kind of potty humor there is, I hate it. But it's funny. You guys can have all the potty humor. It's fine. I'll stay this one out.
This is one that this topic tonight is one that we have statistics. I had found some statistics on how many people deal with this issue. It's something that probably everybody has dealt with at one point or another, but it's usually not anything, or for most people, it's not anything chronic or anything to worry about or go to the doctor or it's not a disease or anything like that. It's just an inconvenience in life. And so what are we talking about tonight, guys?
Constipation.
Constipation. See, I can't help it.
Really builds up. It really builds up.
Sorry, I kind of in the song. It's funny because you did the response perfectly there, Van. But do you know what that melody is from?
For what?
For the dun 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 dun, because you responded perfectly back in that same melodic.
That's hilarious
melody. Do you know where that's from, though?
I don't.
I'll give you the original lyrics for it. Reproduction. Now, do you know what that's from?
Wait, are you talking about the Holy Grail or Monty Python?
No.
Oh.
No, that's Every Sperm is Sacred. See,
yes. Oh my God. Yes.
But that is not it.
No. What is the reproduction one?
It's from Greece too.
Holy cow! That's great. That's great.
Oh
so that's why it's funny that you did the response perfect and melodic.
Basically, in that same melody.
Yes.
That's freaking awesome, man.
I was thinking about it, and he responded in the same exact way. I said I did constipation. He went, constipation.
I hear a song coming on.
Yeah, because this
Really
is kind of music that the radio needs right now. Songs about
Oh yes, completely. But talking
Yeah,
about
body movement sounds. Yes.
We love you too, Alex. So tonight we are going to be talking about constipation. We don't have a card here, but
We don't, but I do have definition up.
Yeah, woohoo!
Woohoo!
All right, what do you got there?
Okay, I've got. All right, constipation is a condition in which you may have fewer than 3 bowel movements a week. Stools that are dry, hard, or lumpy. Stools that are difficult or painful to pass. A feeling that not all stool has passed. However, people can have different bowel movements. So basically, it's a blockage of bowel movement patterns. It is not a disease, but it is a symptom of another medical problem. So that's really interesting. Is that it's just basically different bowel movement patterns, and it can be a number of things.
It seemed like drinking water was a really big thing from all the different stuff that I was reading about.
How constipation is caused?
No. Water is a way to help move things along.
Constipation? That makes sense. Okay, this was not as good of a definition as I thought it was.
You're fine.
But this is from the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, or NIHDD, but it did not. That was a terrible definition. I know I've got other ones. Let me get a better one because that was just a terrible.
Well, right. While you were okay, you got something?
I do.
Dead air is the enemy of any show.
I know. This is about Cleveland Clinic, and then we can do that. Okay, constipation occurs when your bowel movements become less frequent and stools become difficult to pass. It happens most often due to changes in diet, routine, or due to inadequate intake of fiber. That's what that is.
Right. So so even like I was reading about a thing, like even if you had a really stressful time, maybe things are going crazy at work and then you have to travel, sometimes even having different foods that you're not accustomed to, a lot of these things can lead to constipation, and they're, for the most part, they're things that are not constant problems. If you're going less than 3 times a week, or I think extreme is if you're going once a week, then that's definitely something you need to visit your doctor about and talk to them about. And figure out what kind of dietary changes.
They say it's about 16 out of 100 adults have symptoms of constipation.
16 out of 100. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. But actually, it's even older, and people ages 60 and older, that's about 33 out of 100.
Right.
Every wheelchair user experiences it.
Wow.
Wow.
Because we sit.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you stand and you're able to walk, moves things around a little bit more to where things can function a little better. So if you're sitting more, you tend to be a little more constipated because of that.
Oh, wow.
That's why you see me always drinking water.
That makes sense. It's got a lot of fiber. Water helps a lot to.
It helps as a softener for the stool.
Yeah, and when it gets bad, I'll take Miralax.
That's awful.
Right. That stuff is a miracle.
Miralax.
So that's basically what it is. We're talking about. It's pretty straightforward this week. There's not a lot of hidden stuff behind it. A lot of it has to do with blockage. I also read that it tends to be higher in women than it is in men, but women are much better about taking care of it than men are.
Because women are smart.
Women. I mean.
So, hey, what do we want to do? Should we show some video clips, or?
Hey, let's show some fun video clips. I think that might be a good way.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like this is this is not like encephalitis where it's like I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. Where we really have to pretty much everybody knows what constipation is. So
that's true.
I think let's just go through our fun videos.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go through. What do you got there, Mr. John?
Well, we could do train spotting if you want to start that one off.
Yeah, that's the most. I think that's
probably the most known. Yeah. Just a heads up, it can be a little bit graphic, not in a gross way, but just in a very interesting visual way. You'll see.
Oh no, it is a pretty gross way. They don't let that. They
That's
say
true.
it's
Okay,
the
I'm
worst
trying to be
toilet
nice.
in Scotland.
A little bit more.
Yeah. This might be a good time for you. If you, I feel like we need to protect the boy Wonder.
You have to drink
All right.
more water.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Good.
I think
Woo,
I will.
I
have
love
to
that I'm looking
reposition
into the
this.
infinite universe.
Wow, we're in the infinity room here. Whoa!
So this
Sorry
movie,
about that,
I want to
guys.
let everybody in the audience know, when you're watching our video pics and stuff, it was really hard to find film on this. And even when I had topics, it was hard to find individual scenes. One of them we put up was a trailer, just because they talked more about it in the trailer. I couldn't find the individual scenes. Are we ready to
And
rock?
I'm gonna get.
They were the
Okay.
goats this weekend.
Now there will be some swearing in this. I apologize, but I figured since the closed captions and stuff, we're going to still show it. But there's no point in bleeping out something when you got closed captions telling you the word.
This is a classic.
So I'm going to get the screen ready here real quick because we ran into a little technical difficulties where I have to show it from my computer, which is fine.
We've done this before. We've
done this before. What happens is every so often when the program I use updates, it kind of loses its space, and it's kind of okay. Why can't we just keep the things where I want them? Because that would make sense. There we go. We'll do it this way. Alrighty.
So I personally, I don't think. Okay, I will say, the last time I remember actually having to deal with constipation. Oh, are you ready to go? I was going to talk about.
No, you can talk. You can talk. I'm still getting it arranged.
All right. When I went to Vietnam the first time, the second time I went to Vietnam, I remember I took my best friend. She was my roommate at the time in San Diego. She came to Vietnam with me, but my brother was getting married. So it was going to be very traditional. We lived in a smaller village, so it was very cool. And I had been back before. But I remember her name was, I'm not going to put her name out there. Anyways,
no, don't do that.
When we first got there, after like 5 days, I was like, hey, have you pooped yet? And she's like, no, I haven't pooped. I was like, I haven't pooped either. And I was like, I'm getting a little bit concerned. I think it was like 8 or 9 days before I took my first poop.
Oh, man.
Why do you think that was?
Okay, in that condition, I think it had to do with because it was so hot and I ate so little. And it's not because I didn't enjoy the food or anything. It was just I wasn't used to being in that type of heat and humidity all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I feel like all the liquids I wasn't taking was just being sweated out of me anyway. So I rarely had to
feel like you're in warm bath water.
Right. As soon as you got out of the bath, you had to be in another bath.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Oh, it was like that when I moved to Rochester, New York. It was like humid. I'm like, what is this? Warm bath water air.
All you East Coasters, I feel for you. I can't do it.
Who does that? I miss my Bay Area dry air.
Yeah, dry heat is so different from wet heat.
It is. That. All right, you guys, I'm ready to roll this whenever you are. Here we go.
Awesome. Go for it.
I can't click it on that one. I'm going to click it over here.
Fuck up these.
Is this full screen?
Under the normal run of things, I would have nothing to do with it, cunt, but this was not the normal run of things.
Opium suppositories? Ideal for your purposes. Slow release. Bring you down gradually. Custom fucking design for your needs.
I want a fucking hit.
So I've got me, eh? Take it or leave it.
I love the music that's playing.
I know, it's perfect.
Feeling better now, though, eh?
Oh my god.
I might as well have stuck in my ass.
Yeah, you might want to avert your eyes, Robin. I don't want your mom to get mad at me for watching you.
Sorry about that, Robin's mom. Sorry.
Just try not to think. Just try not to think of him as Obi-Wan.
Goodness. Okay.
Massive, pristine convenience. Brilliant gold taps. Virginal white marble. A seat carved from ebony. A cistern full of Chanel No. 5. And a flunky handing me pieces of raw silk toilet roll. But under the circumstances, I'll settle for anywhere.
The worst toilet in Scotland. Ugh. Oh, I can't even look. Ah.
Yeah. Hey, I hate public bathrooms to begin with. So.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh God.
Sorry about this, everyone in the audience.
Sorry. That's what happens when you have constipation.
Yeah,
You
don't
finally
do
let it out.
heroin. That's the moral of the story. Don't do heroin.
Yes, don't do drugs. This is also what could happen.
Oh. Avert my eyes. Avert my eyes.
Yeah. It's only slightly gross, you guys.
This is not just slightly gross.
They definitely get a message across. This is what you call incredible directing.
I was laughing so hard out loud at this. Jody was staring at me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Look at this." And she's watching it. She's like, "Oh."
I remember watching this for the first time and just.
Oh man. Oh. Okay. So.
Of course, from a classic movie, Train Spotting.
Yes, and it's interesting that they repurposed the music from Carmen for that. It's about, it's about a woman who basically seduces men. I don't know how that is why it's kind of used that way, but it's very whimsical and fun, and I guess that's why they decided to use this as a drug. Basically, it's like a metaphor for being a seductive woman, I guess. I don't know, music. That's music theory, guys. And how you use music to basically, the way of like putting your themes in music. And anyway, that's for another channel.
Yeah.
We're talking about constipation. Sorry.
Music theory.
All right. What else? What else?
Well, how music is used in film.
You want to roll out some more? The
Yeah,
only thing I had to say on that one, and you may or may not have caught it at the beginning, but he says he's been constipated, which I've never used heroin. So I guess what happens is you get, while you're on it, you don't use the bathroom. And then when you start to come down, that's when you kind of, so that's where he was at. That's why he had to use the worst toilet in Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah.
God,
we apologize if this gives you nightmares.
A lot of really bad withdrawal symptoms too, more than just constipation. It's got a lot of. You feel like you're like.
This movie may cause sleepwalking.
Not that I know of anything about that because I've never done heroin, but I just know because I've watched a lot of videos or watched a lot of movies that actually. Movies that deal with heroin. Really interesting. Yes. Anyways.
So that was
don't say that. Actually, I've never used any hard drugs. So,
do you have the mule there?
Yes,
John?
I do. Yes, I do.
Why don't you roll that one next? If we're doing the fun ones up front,
you got it. You got it.
That was another. Okay, so the mule was another one that I found that I guess was a movie that came out. So this is only telling you part of it of the story.
Yeah.
Man hasn't shat for 7 days. He holds it back.
Down.
Can't believe
the other one was so quiet
because he is practicing hiding goods with his body. If he holds it in, he'll get rich. First, he pulverizes the goods, put it in a condom and tie it. Then he swallows it with a little honey. But he was nervous. He was detained on the spot by airport staff. The police pressed him repeatedly, but the man wouldn't admit it. He was forced to take off his trousers. After a careful examination, nothing was found. The police had no choice. They had to take David to hospital. The scans showed David had something in his stomach. This must be illegal, but there was no evidence. The only way to arrest David is to wait until he's excreted something before he can be legally arrested. So the police are holding him as a suspect. He was detained in the hotel for 7 days. They sealed off.
Do we lose audio?
Life in prison. So now there was only one way to keep it in.
2
days ago, David was happy. He was eating, drinking, and having fun. But on the third day, he started to get abdominal pains. He was afraid to eat anymore. The police were now even more convinced that David was hiding something. So they tried to get him to talk. David almost told them the secret. A lawyer came in. There was a local rule. Every suspect is assigned a lawyer. The lawyer was very professional, believes his client has not committed a crime. But then a question arises. And why was he holding back? David was helpless. He wanted to take a shit too, but he'd be arrested if he did. So he said he was constipated. The lawyer believed him, but the next moment, after all, he is a professional. He wouldn't be distracted by such a trivial matter. But when the smell came over his nose, he couldn't stand it any longer. Man hides goods with his body, but the police find out. They held him in the hotel, waiting for the evidence to be excreted, and then convict the man.
I'm not sure what happened
so
there.
Dedicated to his job. He didn't go to the toilet for 3 days, but he could hardly hold it any longer. A photo was suddenly passed through the door. David picked it up and looked at it. It was a picture of himself and his family, but there was a cross over his mother's head. He knew at once. This is the danger of the drug dealer's boss. It seemed all he could do was hang on. David curled up, changing positions, but the unbearable pain grows worse with each passing second. By the 4th day, the officer came to see him. He should have been at the end of his rope, but David held on and didn't eat. By the 5th day, but then his body started to react, since food couldn't get out from below. Then he had to go out the top. David held onto the toilet and threw up all the food in his stomach. The rest remained in the lower part of his body. The police are at their wits' end. This man is too good. How dare he push the limits of humanity just to make a few...
Wow. Torturing himself like that. Wow. There we go. Kind of seemed to, when I was watching it originally, I thought I accidentally duplicated it. I'm like, and then I watched the original, and no, it kind of just goes back to the talking about the how he starts again. I thought I messed it up somewhere.
So this one, obviously, another drug-related one.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, kids.
All right. And you
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
risk holding something in you that long, because if whatever is protecting that material is eaten away by your stomach acids,
Yeah.
or it gets somehow ruptured in your tail end, if it's up that end, that means that stuff is going to go directly into your bloodstream. Guess what that means to you? Pretty much instant death.
Dude, I was watching. I watched a lot of. Everybody knows that I primarily watch YouTube, but I was watching one on like crimes. Like where they take people behind and they ask them questions and stuff. I watch a lot of those. The cop pulled him over and he swallowed a packet of crack. And during the interview, like they put him back in there and he had to wait an hour before he got the interview. I guess it had dissolved in his stomach and he started like feeling the effects. And the guy actually went into a seizure and died because by the time, because at first they thought he was acting irrationally because he was on drugs or whatever and he was coming down, but it was actually the opposite way. He was actually
overdosing.
Yeah, way overdosing. So yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's never pretty.
No,
Oof.
I thought I would be like one of the only people that's never done any drugs or recreational drugs like that. So it's nice to hear others that haven't.
They do exist. This is a plan with 8 billion people.
They do exist.
There's going to be at least 5 of us.
Yeah, no, I've never done any like that, recreational drugs like that. Nothing heavier than Gateway.
Yeah, I've never done heroin. Let's say that.
I've never smoked.
I don't consider weed, since it's legal in California, as as something. I never really considered weed.
I mean, that's why it's called a gateway drug.
Gateway drug, yeah. I never saw any of my friends that were on it. Gateway and anything worse. It was the ones that were already on LSD, PCP, or cocaine, or those were the ones that you had to watch for stealing all your crap. You know what people on weed want? Snacks, man.
All of your snackies. That's what you have to watch for.
Yeah, you just got to watch out for your snack pile, man.
Dude, I put out a meme the other day that said, "You can leave me alone in a room with $5,000 and every penny will still be there. But if you got an open bag of M&Ms on your counter..."
I mean,
love it. Yeah. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I never had a problem of any of my friends that did just weed stealing from me. It was all the other people that I knew that did other drugs and they didn't do weed that would steal shit from you or
Even
steal shit from their
alcohol.
own families. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but even alcohol's like that, which is funny.
Oh yeah,
Even
alcohol. I knew plenty
they
of
will
people. Oh
steal
yeah.
for yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really interesting. Weed's like
It's like I drink a little alcohol. I'm like, how can you like this feeling? It just makes you feel. I feel like I'm melting. Like, I'm like, this is
I always
just
feel
weird.
like I'm like I get
Yeah.
super like logical because I'm trying to act normal, but all I'm doing is just acting normal.
You turn into Mrs. Spock. There we go.
I go from Kirk to Spock.
Look,
I'm
if
like,
you've got a suspect that's been on cocaine and a suspect that's been on weed, and you're trying to figure out which one robbed the bank, it probably wasn't the guy on weed.
I'm telling
He's
you,
just
man.
way too laid back. He's like,
Yeah,
"I don't have time for all
exactly,
that."
man. You're like, dude.
Okay, I think we're off the
Sorry,
all
we're
right,
way
we're
off
off
the
topic.
mission.
But anyways, yeah, constipation.
So in that case, it was self-induced constipation.
Yeah.
Obviously, the man, and
Yeah.
it actually looks like a funny movie.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
There was
holy
that
cow.
whole thing was like 7 minutes, and that was only half of it. I didn't want to give there's no
Yeah.
point in showing the whole thing. Everyone got the point or the picture.
Yeah, apparently ignoring the urge to pass stools will also cause constipation. And again, like you were saying, not eating enough fluids. I'm just looking at the causes. What can cause it? Not eating
Right.
fibers such as fruit, vegetables, and cereals. Changes in your routine or lifestyle, such as change in eating habits. Having limited privacy. Having limited privacy when using the toilet.
Oh, I saw this.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Going, as I said, ignoring the use of pass stools. Immobility or lack of exercise, like you were saying, John.
Yes.
So that's really interesting how some of those things, and apparently UTIs can also serious signs of constipation. Yeah, that's
Okay, a little off topic. I'm ordering a wheelchair.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Yay!
For you.
Finally got that going. Yay!
Finally got that going. I'm so happy.
I got the order form filled out. I'll be sending it to him either later tonight or tomorrow. And oh yeah.
Woo-hoo. You gotta vlog the new adventures.
I don't have that. I don't get constipation. I get. I'll have sometimes the other issue, but that's normal too. So, but anyways, let's move on. So, do we have any more videos? Any more of the fun videos, John?
The only other kind of fun one that I can think of is the Piku one, the Hindi movie one, which is I thought that was cute. Jody and I,
Or do you want to end it, or shall we end it on? Should we end the show with that one?
It's up to you guys. That one's about 2 minutes, 3 seconds long.
Yeah, let's just show it now.
We'll just show it now. All right. Let's do it.
And then we can even. Why don't we get right into one of the medical ones right after that?
You got it.
That sounds like a good one.
Love when the plan comes together.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys aren't ready.
Yeah, wait. Give me a minute, man. Give me a minute, homie.
Hang on. Let me rewind. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. This is Piku. Okay, I did that again. Why do I do that?
दादू बहुत देर से आंख बंद किए हुए बैठे।
चुप करके बैठ।
टपक गए तो बनारस से अच्छी कोई जगह नहीं है।
Shut up.
पिगो। अरे फ्लाश में पानी नहीं है।
Semi-liquid motion first, then 2 days of gas and constipation. What should I do? ये कोई मैसेज होता है देने के लिए ऑफिस में?
And he didn't hear her.
सुबह की धूप पे इसी की दस्तखत।
ऐसे वॉक करने से कुछ नहीं होगा। जाके बैठिए, बाथरूम में हो जाएगी।
I know my sister better or you.
आपको ना कॉन्स्टिपेशन यहाँ पर है, यहाँ पर दी।
We live in a society, बाबा, किसी से तो अच्छा रिलेशन बना के रखना पड़ेगा।
कंजूस, हम लोग कंजूस है।
हेलो पीकू।
हाय।
भाई कलकत्ता जाना है, कौन जाएगा? अरे दिल की बुरी नहीं है वो।
पीकू।
What?
कोई ड्राइवर ही रेडी नहीं है।
You are going to take us?
अरे ये भी तो जाएगा।
हम चले बहारों में, गुनगुनाती राहों में, धड़कने भी तेज हैं।
मैं समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि बेकार में इमोशनल होकर फंस तो नहीं गया मैं ये चिकची के बाप बेटी के बीच में।
क्यों तोड़ा सोचता है कि हम तुम्हारे ऊपर एक बटन है?
बटन होते आप तो दिल्ली के अंदर बैठे होते, कलकत्ता लेके नहीं जाती वो आपको।
शब्दों के पहाड़ों पे लिखी
You know वो मेरे ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है, तो अगर किसी को मुझसे शादी करनी है तो
तुम्हारे 90 साल के बच्चे को साथ में अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा।
बिल्कुल करोगे।
माथा खराब नहीं हुआ।
उसका मोशन के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है।
कमाल है, आप हर बात को पेट से कैसे जोड़ देते हैं।
Hey, ball.
All right, little fun short
was
there.
great.
Oh, and then there, are you gonna go right into the
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yeah, okay, all right. Back out again.
Back out. All right, now we're going to get a little technical and medical. All right. All righty, which one was I upload to you? Oh, well, we're just going to go with that one.
Of the colon as it propels.
Hang on, wrong one. We'll do this.
Along its length.
Rewind. You're not supposed to remember where I was.
We can define large bowel obstruction as the mechanical or functional obstruction of the large intestine, which prevents the normal passage of intraluminal content along its length. As most cases of large bowel obstruction don't spontaneously resolve by themselves, early identification and intervention is important to prevent serious complications such as ischemia, perforation, and death. It's therefore vital that you have a good knowledge of how large bowel obstruction can present, how we investigate these patients, and how best to manage them. In this tutorial series, we're going to focus on mechanical causes of large bowel obstruction. So when there's a physical blockage of the GI tract, it is, however, important to be aware of functional causes too, where obstruction occurs in the absence of a physical blockage of the GI tract. But these will be discussed in a separate tutorial. Large bowel obstruction accounts for approximately 2% of emergency surgical admissions. In the majority of cases, the large bowel obstruction is due to a mechanical cause of the blockage, with the most common causes being malignancy, diverticular stricture, and volvulus. However, in some instances, the obstruction may be due to functional causes, for example, a pseudo-obstruction. In keeping with the more frequent causes we've mentioned, large bowel obstruction most commonly affects the aging population.
Okay. Sorry about that. Here's the other part of that.
Let's take a look at the anatomy of the large bowel. The large bowel starts at the cecum in the right lower quadrant and ends in the anal canal. It's approximately 1.5 meters long and consists of the cecum, the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, and the anal canal, where the GI tract ends. Embryologically, the large bowel is derived from the midgut and the hindgut. This is important as it allows us to understand the characteristic pattern of pain that patients with large bowel obstruction will develop, as well as the blood supply to the large bowel. The arterial supply to the large intestine arises from two anterior branches of the abdominal aorta: the superior mesenteric artery and the inferior mesenteric artery. The superior mesenteric artery, via its branches, the ileocolic, right colic, and middle colic arteries, supplies the midgut parts of the large bowel, which consists of the cecum, the ascending colon, and the proximal 2/3 of the transverse colon, whereas the rest of the large bowel, the hindgut part, so the distal 1/3 of the transverse colon, the descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, and anal canal above the pectinate line are supplied by the inferior mesenteric artery via its branches, the left colic artery, the sigmoid arteries, and the superior rectal artery. Rather than being two distinct arterial systems, the blood supply to the midgut and hindgut communicate via the marginal artery of Drummond. This is a continuous arterial arcade that runs parallel with the inner border of the colon and provides an anastomosis between the terminal branches from the superior and inferior mesenteric arteries. Taking a closer look at the large bowel, we can see that the bowel wall is composed of 4 layers. The inner layer, which lines the lumen of the bowel, is the mucosa. Moving outwards, we have the submucosa, the muscularis propria, and finally, the outermost layer, which is the serosa.
All right, very, very medical, but that kind of breaks down parts of what can go wrong. And if you come in complaining about certain pains or sensations, that kind of explains a little bit of what could be going wrong with your nerves in that area and your arteries and stuff. And if those are injured for whatever reason, they could cause blockage. So I thought that was kind of an interesting one, although a little bit more medical.
Yeah, it was a little more highbrow, especially in that first
Sorry about
one.
that.
I was, you know what caught me, and maybe it was just my ADHD just going off the tracks, but I was watching that, and like they were talking about the arteries and how the blood is supplied, and I was like, man, dude, like the human body is such an incredible machine. Like
I thought that
every
same thing.
little piece, it almost makes you think of an engine, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
having all the lines and hoses connected, and man, the human body is an amazing machine, and no wonder so many crazy things happen.
Yeah, it's amazing when it's all working. You just take everything for granted. You know, and there's all these small subsystems within us that can break down or go wrong and cause problems. I mean, before I saw that, I'm like, okay, I didn't even know there was a. Okay, I knew it got blood there somehow, but I didn't.
Right, never really thought about the process of it.
Yeah, I never thought about the layout.
One of the arteries takes care of the first 2/3, and the other takes care of this part
Yeah,
here.
I mean,
what if
freaking
those
awesome.
arteries are damaged? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, there's
So
so
then that would
many. I'm
stop
sure we're going to find
processing.
out so many things. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so if those get damaged, that could stop the processing of things within your larger intestine like that. So
Yeah.
you could cause a traffic jam.
Yeah, that's why, I don't blame modern doctors. I'm not a big fan of a lot of modern doctoring practices. But when I look at the scope of how much we've learned about the human body in the last 2,000 years, and it's all started with dissecting, looking for the different humors in the body, you know what I mean, and bloodletting just to get all the evil sins out or whatever. And look where we are now. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes, I completely feel, especially for people like you, John, that boy wonder who have ailments that are outside of their control.
Yeah.
And it makes me appreciative for the things that I do have still, and also just like wow, dude, it's like everything has to be working right for this machine to work properly.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little blockage in the engine every once in a while, I don't think is an uncommon thing. Yeah. So when I did finally go poo, dude, after like 8-9 days, first off, that was kind of a traumatic experience for me as well. So I was in Vietnam, and like I wasn't in like the city, we were in like the jungle, right? And like
okay.
Like a lot of things that you're culturally used to in America are very different in Vietnam.
So you were very isolated then.
Well, not as much as I would like to be, and that was a little bit of the problem of why I didn't go to use the bathroom at all during the day. Because
that makes sense. That is the privacy.
So they were a wee bit public then.
You say that's a issue that happens.
So the bathroom was behind the shed, behind the house, or I mean not shed, but it's our house. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
behind the house, there's a pond, and in most families, now keep in mind, my mom's been sending money back to her sisters and brothers and her mother for 20 years or so. So our family is a little better off than most other families in the village, right? So we got a cooler bathroom than everybody else does. Hey, Allie.
We got Allie in the house.
What a great place to pop in. You're gonna love this. Yes. So our bathroom was like cooler than ours. Like we had an upgraded bathroom, right? Like we had, but this is what it was. It was a pond behind the house, and what it was is, in most people you would have like rickety boards and stick like runway that it was like a walkout like this, and then there was a big like block like that, and then a little hole, and you would squat down and do your own business into this open pond, right? That was the bathroom. So it was essentially a huge toilet because it was a huge pond, right? And every like little house had one behind.
Yeah.
But there was no fences and stuff, right? And as I'm there, everybody wants to see what the American's going to do. So I'd always have like 100 people around me. So there was no way I could go in the back in this completely open area. And mind you, it's in the jungle, right?
Oh my God.
Completely open area and do my business without like, and to make it worse, it was a school right next door to us.
Wow.
So like you would have like, and over there, that's how they roll. You know what I mean?
It's they're used to this.
I'm a little camera shy.
Yeah, exactly.
Allie's just asking, sorry to cut into this story. Allie's just asking, are we talking about the difference between outhouses and city life? No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking
this
about
is Vietnam.
We're talking,
the difference between an American and using the bathroom in Vietnam. And this has to tie in. This ties into our bigger topic, which was constipation. Why I didn't use the bathroom for like 8 or 9 days. So when I finally I was like, okay, dude, I can't do it anymore. I was like, I got to figure this out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go at nighttime when like everybody's like asleep. So I'm gonna wait till like 2 a.m. and go out there, right? But I am in the jungle, yo. Like there is like I go out there and I've got my flashlight, and then you didn't even know, man. And I've got my fan because there's like tons of mosquitoes everywhere. So while you're doing your business, you got to constantly like fan your behind to keep the mosquitoes from like landing on your butt and biting your butt everywhere.
Oh yeah. Oh my
God. And then you got your flashlight in the other hand, and then my dumbass dropped the flashlight into the water. And you know what's in the water? Fish.
Fish.
That they then grow and take and sell on the market. My cousin
well
and I called them
fish.
shitfish.
Don't go out. No. Okay, so Allie says, I've experienced a situation. I said,
oh my gosh, I was out there. You could hear things like things like rustling and stuff like that. I was like, this is not. I want my bathroom back.
Look around, you see the reflection of eyes looking at you.
No, don't go out at night. And
human eyes don't do that.
Sorry, do not go out at night. It's just like the wildlife.
Yeah, man. That was my only real constipation story. That's the only thing that I have.
So the jungle scared the shit out of you.
Yes, quite literally.
Not good.
Oh man, and my buddy Candy, she broke before I did, but I think she made it to like 7 days before she had to potty and use the bathroom.
Oh,
like I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Did we have any other videos, or was that we did medicals? We did
the 3 funny ones. Did 2 of the medical. Don't we have one more medical, or are we good? Do you think?
We have. It's Constipation is the title.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, that's the short film.
I'm here.
Constipation.
My clock is ticking because the power went out today for an hour.
Ali, if you have a story you want to share about constipation,
definitely feel free to share your shit with us.
Share your experiences of constipation. Joe Hill.
We're all about that here.
Joe, what's up, Joe?
We're gonna do a shitty broadcast. We might as well make it the shittiest.
Did we get copyright strike?
I don't think so.
When did we get Jet Black on the screen?
On the show.
I don't know. Did we get a copyright strike? I'm not sure.
I didn't see it, but
Let me head on over to. Let me head on over. We'll go over here.
Guys, I can see like I don't think we did, but let's keep moving.
Now we're rolling. Now we're gonna get echoes.
Post-op constipation after surgery.
Post-op constipation.
Now we're rolling.
Wow, yeah, that can happen. I've actually heard that happening too.
Wow.
No, saying that can happen. I've actually heard that happening too.
Wow.
No, saying that can happen. I've actually heard that happening too.
Wait, hold on. We're getting some feedback from something. Can somebody turn something off? Okay, it stopped.
So we're good.
Good. I'm glad you can see all of us. That's good.
It's important.
It feels good to be seen.
Yes.
Apparently, you're jet black.
Apparently, I am. All right.
Jet black there.
So I feel like this topic, this is one that, a lot of people already kind of know about. Post-op surgery. I'm wondering what kind of surgery that was, and if that's something like, because we did talk about how sometimes drugs, if you're taking different medications, that can definitely mess with your your bowel movement schedules.
I'm messing around.
Yes. For most surgeries, actually, especially to do with anything where you're put under, they will ask you to pass gas and stuff to make sure that things are moving along there, stuff like that. And for hysterectomies, yes.
Yeah, that's all dealing with that same area. I could definitely see that. That's horrible. Yeah. Like I said, hopefully that was just a temporary thing and not something that you have to deal with on an ongoing basis now.
Oh, Allie, I'm so sorry. Partial hysterectomy. So sorry.
But if you have any suggestions, I don't know, did we get any videos on like suggestions or things that you can do? I know I read up on a bunch of things. Oddly, they talk about.
I just basically said like make sure you have more fiber.
Water was one big thing.
Drink lots of water. Yeah, water helps. Exercise actually helps. Getting up and walking around will help.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically what I mean. These are all things that are little things you could do.
It's kind of it's like John and I said, dude. There's a lot of them always come back to the basics. You know what I mean? Eat better, sleep better, drink more water, get more exercise. And
breathe.
Those things. What was that?
And breathe.
And breathe. Oh yeah, breathe. Yeah, breathe was the other. Yeah, as stupid as it sounds, that comes up so often. Cleared up.
Cleared up, but having to relearn to go to the bathroom was a bit interesting. Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah, that would be. Definitely would be.
Wow.
Yeah. Still, I'm sure that was a really hard. That was a really hard surgery, and that you had to take a lot to relearn how to do those things. So I'm just empathizing with you. So.
You want to run that last clip and then
Sure can.
If Allie has more comments or if anybody else wants to leave a comment.
If you guys haven't, if you want to share any stories about constipation that you've dealt with and how you maybe solved it, feel welcome.
And I want to remind people
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes.
Well, we have lots of other different fun videos that we do have here. You can go back and watch all of our previous episodes as well. There are a lot of fun to watch and really implemented. What?
This is episode 34.
Yeah, I said 33
it just blows me away. I'm like, wow.
For this.
And we are doing the GI series, and I do want to remind people or let people know that this actually came as a viewer suggestion. They had actually asked if we would do a show on constipation. So this is they asked, you asked for it, we gave it to you. This is going to be the first in our GI series. I can't help it.
Yeah. So if you have any other
so if you have any other GI related topics you want us to cover right now, we would love your suggestions. We will be doing more until this series is run.
Specifically.
And for those of you that watch me over on Twitch,
is a good one
I'll be returning to my regular schedule on Twitch when I get my new wheelchair soon.
Excellent. That's so exciting. That's so awesome. That's what I meant to say.
Currently, I can't get out of the studio so easily with my current configuration with the front wheel thing. Between the car and getting out here, or just simply, it's kind of a mess. So,
all right. Well, let's run that last
Mobility.
video.
All right,
here we go.
let's rock and roll.
Yep.
All right.
It's been 4 hours already. I think I need help.
All right, we'll wait for you to get. There we go. I rewound it.
It's been 4 hours already. I think I need help. I just need to get out of this room.
Dave, you still in there?
Welcome back, Alex.
Trying to get this shit out. Fuck! It shouldn't be this hard. Man, you've been in there for ages. I don't fucking know it.
Come on, Steve. I can't do this anymore. It's me or the poo.
Don't say that. It's not my fault. I'll be out of here really soon, I promise.
It's over.
No!
Steve, come on, for fuck's sake, I need a piss.
My girlfriend's left me. I've lost my job. All I want to do is have a shit.
I need a fucking shit. I mean, fuck. You coming then?
Yeah, I'm even over there. I'm just going to go and have a poo.
Oh man, it's not a funny thing when you have it. Honestly, I've been dealing with constipation now for 28 years since I've been in a wheelchair and in disabled.
That's not fun.
So no fun in that. And for anybody else that's been dealing with it since even earlier than that in their life and stuff, I got respect for anybody that has to deal with it. It's no fun. Let me switch my view around here. There we go. But yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't sound like fun.
Yes, that last one I figured we could end up on a bit silly of one because it's kind of
that was a perfect one.
gross topic in a way. So it's but it's still a topic that should be talked about sometimes.
I do, well, and again, this was a request from a viewer, and we want to, as much as possible. This is our community, so if there's something you're interested in learning about,
You want to make sure
we can go figure it out too, especially if it's something we don't know about.
And literally, if it's anything to do with mental or physical, to do with the human existence, pretty much that's what we want to talk about.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
IBS is something I think that deals with this as well, which is something we should also cover in this series. IBS and leaky gut are two really serious ones, actually.
Yes.
You know what I want to talk about? Do you guys remember when there was like that whole potato chip thing? I think it was called oleander or something like that.
With the different type of fat that they used, and you would eat that, and it could cause you to have basically massive diarrhea.
Like leaky. I think it was called leaky something syndrome.
Greasy anal discharge.
Greasy anal discharge. That's what it
Oh,
is.
that I've not heard of. I've never heard of that one.
And when you have to put that on your packaging, when you have to put that on your packaging, it's no bueno.
FDA warning.
That's a product you probably shouldn't eat.
My God.
Yeah.
So
leaky
bowel. Yeah, that's what I was talking
bowels.
about. Leaky bowel, leaky gut.
Leaky,
Those are interesting. Yeah, a lot of these are really fascinating. Actually, we did do GERD, which should be a part of this, but we've already done it, so that's not going to be part of this.
That was before we came up with the whole series idea.
Yeah, series idea is just whoever came up with that idea is freaking thank you.
Teamwork. I don't know if we figured out how we're like.
We all did collaboratively.
We're like the Wonder Pets.
This is great, though. Yeah.
Yeah, the sleep series.
Anyways, guys, I do have to get going. So we should probably. I have something coming up. I have to get going.
Don't let her go.
I have to though. I need stuff I gotta do for another show.
Oh.
We are at the 55-minute mark. Anyways, we made it through. I actually thought this was going to be a shorter one. Anyways, I do want to thank everybody for sticking around.
Definitely,
and for especially since we got a little bit of a late start there. And thank you for dealing with our technology challenges that we have had tonight. But we will be back next week. We will be talking about a different topic in the GI system, and we're going to be a lot more prepared. Make sure you're checking out kybercave.com and kcpmerch.com.
They got some pretty cool merch, you guys.
I tried to write out the kcpmerch.com. I did not know how to write it out in our description down below.
Oh, I totally forgot to do
a merch
banners
channel. I thought it was KCP merch. I thought it was kybercavemerch.com, and
No.
So we'll have to fix
KCP
it
merch.
in the description.
Oh, Allie's going to get a
KCP
computer
merch.
finally, and we'll be more active. Nice, nice.
Woo!
That's awesome. I'm excited
Well,
for you, Allie.
There's a whole
Good to see
world
you
out
more on
there,
the
and we will be
channel.
waiting for you. We have stuff 7 days a week. Most days there are lives, some days there are uploads, but
Look at this. There's some YouTuber on my phone here saying there's a broadcast going on.
Oh yeah, there is a broadcast going on.
all right, y'all. From us here at Kyber Cave, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this with your friends. The more subscribers we have, we give away a saber every 100 subscribers.
So this one I won.
Oh yeah, you did win that.
This is another one that I won. This was through their Patreon, though.
Well, yeah, that was because you were a Patreon member.
Yeah, I like to separate the two from each other, so that way you're not. This was just from being here on the show one day, and I lucked out, and this was from being a Patreon supporter that I got to win this beauty, and they are gorgeous.
Woo-hoo. All right, and there's tons of new stuff. I'm really excited about the new stuff. So make sure you are staying close to Kyber Cave. There is lots of new stuff. Stay close to Kyber Cave Productions. Lots of new shows. I'm very excited about Aubrey's project. There's lots of excitement happening behind the scenes.
Yes, that's why I've got to go so I can get on that. That's what I'm going to go work on right now. Actually, is going to go work on that show, which is why I'm like.
All right, y'all. Well, I think that is about it. We will see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Tomorrow,
5 p.m.-ish.
5 p.m.-ish. Are you doing Mezzo's thing tomorrow, or
Mezzo's thing? Yeah, I will be. I'll probably be spearheading our
the 10 a.m. game or whatever.
Tomorrow.
Woohoo! Aubrey's all over the place. Make sure to check out Aubrey tomorrow morning at.
It'll probably be more likely at 10:30 or 11 a.m. But yes, we will be having it.
Okay.
Usually we start at 10, but it's been a little later just because I'm a sad girl.
Oh.
Well, no, I don't mean it like that. I would just mean like I am not a morning person, so it's hard. That's all.
You're just a waking up girl. Allie, hopefully you get that computer so you can.
She does have the computer. She says
she has the computer. She just
does. I misread that. I apologize.
I have the computer. Oh, okay. Oh, beautiful. Yay.
That's awesome. I'm so happy.
All right,
guys, we need to go. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you guys. Peace.
Boo.